the 4 loyal listeners, I want to applaud you for hanging tough, because this is really quite pathetic. But instead of talking about stuff, I want to talk about stuff. I want to talk about Warner Brothers. You know, there was a little cadre of animators over at Disney, and they were, you know, the creme de la creme, and they were indulged to create beautiful works of majestic art that was held up on a pedestal and applauded as the world's finest character animation. Serious works like Snow White and Sleeping Beauty and Dumbo. Meanwhile, you know, across the LA River, or across the, you know, the horse ranch I'm sitting in, there was a group of alcoholics, chain-smoking alcoholics, that tried to get as much frames in the can before lunch so that they could, you know, go have a steak and eggs, and waste the rest of their day before they had to go home and sober up in time to see their family, and, you know, make pretend that they were working to the bone, working hard, slaving away in the salt mines. And a lot of people may say that they didn't really take their job serious. You know, it wasn't like Fleischer Brothers, where at least, you know, it was a fledgling company that they're working their hardest to put on the map. Underfunded, but something to prove. You know, hey, let's make 3-dimensional sets that we put behind Betty Boop. Let's have Popeye interact with, you know, lit 3-dimensional sets that look like watercolor painted impressionistic environments. Let's rotoscope so that Superman looks like he's underwater. No. These guys were banging frames out. Much like the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer guys over, you know, the group of misfits that didn't quite fit into the 9 holy men over at Disney, or 12 angry citizens over at some of the other studios, ended up making some of the best cartoons on the planet. Granted, a lot of it was hit or miss. You know, a lot of the directors were, you know, drug addicts, sex fiends, and weird, misanthropic men children. But they explored things in a way that just kind of isn't really done anymore. First of all, they started with a fantastically stupid idea. And what do I mean by that? I mean, they probably had a thin, poorly constructed story around a handful of gags, and it was the same old kind of shit over and over. And then, what do? They got a fantastic soundscape recorded. Carl Stalling. I want to say he's underrated, but I think he's pretty rated. People probably know who he is. You know, he would compose these medleys of classic stolen bits from, you know, some Yonkers hymn to a fucking chunk of Stravinsky, and he would string it all together with sound effects. You know, just Everything was cooked in to that soundtrack. And the animators knew exactly how many frames they had to get character A down a flight of stairs and out the front door. They knew exactly what frame the fucking door was supposed to slam. And if it was somebody like Ken, oh God, what was his name? Ken. Oh man, I'm fucking forgetting his name. He was done by lunch. Here, in between this stack of fucking drawings, enjoy yourself. Some of the guys with the most output did some of the funniest shit you can imagine. And I envy that 2D shit because you're doing keyframe, and a bunch of in-betweens. If you need to hit a pose a little sooner, you do a few less in-betweens. How about that, huh? Or let's do a smear drawing or a big giant dissolve or something crazy. Anyway, I for me, that's my I fit in that family. Family doesn't exist anymore, and it's just a bunch of ghosts wandering around Los Angeles, but I still fit. I still go to the Formosa and the oh God, what is that place? I don't go there anymore, but we used to. Place across the street from Warner Brothers. Smokehouse. The Smokehouse. My God. Smokehouse, where they give you a sidecar with your martini. Classy joint. You want your steak medium or you want it medium? No, I'll have it rare. Okay, here it is, medium. Smokehouse, where the house band is making fun of you with guitar licks. Smokehouse. Framed photos on the wall tell you the story that never was. And the real story is who puked in the parking lot later that night. The Smokehouse. If walls could speak, you'd probably want to not listen to a single wall in that joint for very long. Kind of like you're not listening to me right now. You're hopefully doing something more interesting with your time. But Warner Brothers is something that I was about to try to talk about before I went on another non sequitur. What is it about the Warner Brothers that I like so much? It's not precious. A lot of it's hammered dog shit. It's expressive as hell. All they're trying to do is go for the laugh. It's not highbrow, but in that, it's like the blues. In that is some of the best of what America has to offer as far as an art form to the rest of the world. If you like super beautiful animation, cool. Go up to Leica. Hang out in London. Do a stint working for Travis Knight or something. If your goal is to do gooey stuff on ones, have the best rigs in the world, be indulged, do a pop through and then a blute and then a final, get your all your ducks in a row, have every single department supporting every single frame, do it. It doesn't look sustainable to me. That business model does not seem to be. It looks kind of like a write-off, a little bit. Not gonna lie. But if what you're trying to do is fit into a real marketplace that has its ups and downs and is realistic about its approach, we got a 10-second a day quota, okay? Can't make it, fuck off. Then, and you're willing to not be so goddamn precious and compromise your work. Oh, I gotta shit this out. This fucking puppet can't even stand. This is a hunk of plastic with a wire shoved in it. How did he get such great stuff out of it? Clay? I don't do clay. Well, I better keep that quiet. Well, I got a lump of shit, and I'm gonna make do. Then I invite you to come on down here to Los Angeles. I think you'll find a vibrant community that will embrace you, as long as you're not a goddamn snob. And, treat everybody with respect, get your shit done, and then go out and fucking celebrate with a friend. It's not so hard. That's what I love about Warner Brothers. It sort of provided the template for a sustainability and a vibrancy that I see exemplified at studios like Screen Novelties. Okay, you're not going to find a Screen Novelties anywhere but fucking LA. Here is a company with puppets that are pinned together, one-off, originally made works of art. You're gonna, somebody like Robin Walsh is going to make something that you have never seen anywhere. A texture and a technology that only 35 years working with her hands can give you. You're not going to get 3D printed, beautifully molded, RP'd, color printed, creme de la creme fucking, this is no dig, but McKinnon Saunders, elegant Swiss watch, little delicate, gorgeous, magneted together, scrumptious, $150,000 puppets. You're just not going to get that. You're going to get something that was handmade. If you want a fucking handmade sandwich, go to the farmer's market. The dude who just cut that ham is still crying over killing that pig. God, these analogies suck. My point is, I don't have a point. If you can't glean a point from that rant, then I'm probably as bad a communicator as I think I am. So, with that, I will wrap this portion of episode 23 and a half. Good day. I said good day.
But officer, it wasn't there when I parked.
Of course not, lady. Someone just came along and put it there to annoy you.
Oh!